everyone, Girl Loves Glam here, and I am back with another album cover makeup look. And if you're new to this, it's where I just take an album that has somehow meant a lot to me in my life, or that maybe I just really super loved, and then I create some sort of makeup look based off of it. Today, I am tackling, I actually told myself I wasn't gonna do 2 albums from the same artist for a long time, but I couldn't wait any longer. So it's actually my second album cover that I've done of 21 Pilots. Last time I did Trench, it was actually my very first album cover makeup look that I did. And now I'm like taking a step back to the album that came out before that, Blurryface. So Blurryface came out May 17th of 2015, which in filming this, it had its 5-year birthday yesterday. Which is pretty amazing to think about how many things have happened for that band since then. And Blurryface is a character that the lead singer, Tyler Joseph, created that represents like someone's insecurities. That's what Blurryface is. And he, like when he toured and stuff, he would paint his hands and his neck black, and that represented Blurryface. So that's what that all means. So the popular songs that like everyone would know from this album would be Stressed Out was number 1 for sure, Ride, and Tear in My Heart. Those would be probably the 3 most popular songs from that album. Something that's pretty cool is recently the Stressed Out music video just hit over 2 billion views on YouTube, which is pretty incredible. And then also, they also just recently hit a big milestone with this album on Spotify. It just hit over 4 billion streams of the album. So that's pretty awesome as well. So some of my favorites from the album actually aren't those 3 popular ones that I shared. My 3 favorites would be Lane Boy, The Judge, and Heavy Dirty Soul. Those are like my top favorites. Although it is one album that I could listen to like front to back, whole thing, love it. I actually have done that twice today. Okay, so I just want to share a little bit about my personal 21 Pilots story. So this came out May of 2015. At that time, I was living in a tiny ski town in Idaho and was feeling like pretty alone. It was like very isolating. But one thing that I loved about living there is there was this tiny radio station that they would play. They actually had like great music that they would play in lots of different like smaller groups that I had never heard of. Well, one of those was 21 Pilots, and it's funny because the song that they would play over and over again was Tear in My Heart, and I hated it. I thought it was like a really dumb song, and I would like hear it all the time. And then shortly after that, we moved to the Boise area, and it was right around that time that Stressed Out started playing a lot on the radio as well. And when I heard that, this was the part that like hooked me, was the line that he says, wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sing, because it doesn't rhyme. And I was like, okay, this dude's like a real lyricist. Like, I think that's really cool. So then I started listening to, ironically, I didn't start listening to Blurryface that this came out, or that was on. I started listening to their older stuff and really liked it. Then flash forward to November of that year, November of 2015, I suffered a miscarriage, and it like put me in a really, really low place. And in December, I was visiting my family, and we were watching The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, who was like my number 1 dude besides my husband. And we were watching that because we saw that 21 Pilots was going to be on. So we watch it, and we were with my brother and my dad. I will never forget this. This is like how memorable this was. We're watching it, and like they show the mic coming down. It's like this red mic, and the whole stage area is like pitch black, and he comes out and he's like rapping, like having the mic down, and it's the first time I had ever seen what they looked like. And we were like just trying to figure out like what in the freak is going on right now, because like they were singing Heavy Dirty Soul, which is kind of all over the place. Like I love that song, but we were trying to figure out if he had tattooed his whole body, like because he has the paint. That was literally what I was trying to figure out. And then when I saw Josh Dunn, the drummer, and then saw that he had like red eyeshadow all around his eyes, I'm like, okay, who are these people? But what really struck me the most was I was like, okay, they know how to put on a show. Like that, I have watched The Tonight Show so many times. I've been to The Tonight Show twice. I saw George Strait. And then like the other time I went, I didn't even have a performer. So I know that like the performances on The Tonight Show aren't always gonna be like a show, like a concert. And this felt like a concert. So that's really when I started to listen to Blurryface and realize like, holy shiz, like this is amazing, and it's sharing all these things that I was currently feeling through miscarriage. He talks about anxiety and depression and all of these things that I was like, oh my gosh, you were speaking to me right now. So what ended up being pretty cool is like flash forward like a whole other year. All of 2016 goes by. We are just like diehard 21 Pilots fans at this point. And I end up getting pregnant, having my baby in January of 2017. And do you want to know what I did? Like, she was born January 20th. February 8th, 2017, I took my newly turned 5-year-old and my husband, and we saw 21 Pilots. And I will never forget being in the backseat of our van, like blaring Heavy Dirty Soul, pumping, breast pumping on the way to the concert. And it was just like such a happy moment to be able to, like, I felt like they went through that miscarriage, like multiple miscarriages with me, went through that pregnancy with me, and then that was like the culmination and celebration that like we got our baby and then we got to go to this concert. And ever since then we've just been diehard fans. So now like I've seen them 3 times, and my then 5-year-old, now 8-year-old has seen them twice. So it was pretty cool, and that is the story of why we love them so much.
Wait.
Yeah.
You need to add in that Zoe loves 21 Pilots.
Oh yeah, okay, so here's the other fun thing. The baby that was born, she requests to listen to them all the time, but that's who she falls asleep to almost every single night. She actually is taking a nap right now listening to them. I actually had to move my Echo Dot from my room into her room so that she can listen to them every single night. So yeah, it's true. It's like she was in the womb listening to him all the time, and then now she's obsessed. Okay, so this look is going to be pretty fun because there aren't very many that I do where the artists themselves have worn makeup. Like a lot of times they haven't. But there's only 2 members of this band, and both of them have worn something. So you betcha you're gonna see some black paint happening. You're also going to see some red eyeshadow inspired by Josh Dunn himself. So let's get moving here. This album cover is mostly black, and then it has a bunch of polka dots on it. And each of the dots represents a different song on the album, and all of the dots are either in black and white or red and black. So those are the colors you're gonna see. I'm going to start by putting this gray color from the Naked Smoky palette. This gray color is called Password. Just like a matte gray color. It's going to come kind of in the middle of my eyelid over. That is step number 1. Now I'm going to come with my James Morphe palette that you can't even see because it's black on black. Yeah, this is a waste of time. But I'm just coming with the black color, whatever this color is called. So now we just have like really smoky corners happening. So I'm just going to dip into just some pure white that's also in that same palette and just kind of buff it out on the top. So now for the sole reason why I bought this palette. This palette has red in it. I bought it for a different album cover, but that is the next one we're using. Now I'm just gonna come under with this. Now the eyes are mostly done. They'll look a lot better once we get some lashes and some eyeliner and stuff happening, but hello! Now let's talk about lippies. We are gonna try something. We're gonna experiment today. I kind of want to do like a half and half situation. Will it work? I don't know. You're along the journey with me. So I'm just gonna use, this is just the Maybelline Super Stay Matte ink I use all the time, and this color is called Pioneer. Lips happening. And now we are going to grab this black. It's the NYX Liquid Suede. I've used it several times as well and love it. Okay, now we have halvesy lips. So here's where I'm going to try something also new and different. So on the album, there are all those little dots and they have like different pictures kind of in them, and each of them represent a different song. So we're going to attempt to kind of mimic some of those, like one on this side and one on this side. That didn't work. So we're gonna try it with with eyeliner and see if that works any better. Actually, it's kind of wet. So we're gonna try the other side with white. I'm just gonna do little stripies. They're not straight stripies, which is a good thing, that represent heavy dirty soul. So I'm like not an artist, but it is pretty cool, and it does kind of like mimic the heavy dirty soul side, so that's cool. Now we'll do some they're like zigzags. It's actually pretty cool. So before I do lashes off camera, I'm going to paint my neck, and then I'll do my hands after I do my lashes. I don't want to get paint on my makeup that I just did. And then I'm going to just paint my hands after I do my lashes. And then I'll come back for the reveal because it's going to be so fun. Seriously, I'm such a nerd. I just want to go to a 21 Pilots concert dressed like this because I did not dress like this for the time, but I wanted to have the female version of what they wore, because at this time they were red suit jackets with like suit and tie situation. So I have my little tie-ish, and the iconic red beanie. This hand's still a little bit wet, but this hand's good. Okay, to be a little sidetracked here, how Tyler Joseph feels good performing with his hands covered in paint is beyond me, because it feels disgusting. But it looks super cool, so totally worth it. But this is my look, and just really happy about it. So make sure to come back and you can see another album cover look, and you can go back and see all the ones that I've done before. Especially go check out my trench one, because it's pretty dope as well. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you later. Bye!